The Parkinson's podcast is brought to you by the Davis-Phinney Foundation and brings you the stories, wisdom, and expertise of people living with Parkinson's, care partners, and Parkinson's professionals. In this episode, Karen Frank, Michael Fitz, and Carol Clupny share what a day in their life looks like with Parkinson's. This talk was recorded during one of our online educational events.
Hi, Carol.
Good morning.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Karen.
Morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
We have invited these esteemed panelists to join us today to talk about a day in the life with Parkinson's, a day in their life. I'm going to turn the microphone over to you as advocates and folks who are deeply involved in the work of the Parkinson's community and the Davis-Phinney Foundation. Karen, may I turn this over to you to start?
Yes. Good morning. My day. I cannot keep symptoms from coming and going any more than I can keep from breathing in and out. The cycle between doses, the ebb and flow as I unwind from on to off and back again. I take medication, 24 pills a day to be exact, both for my PD and for my mental and physical health. See, I struggle with anxiety and depression, so I have an effective, albeit elaborate routine. I take my PD meds 4 times a day, but I take medication 10 times a day. I take meds for my blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety, and depression, neuropathic pain, and sleep. Meds to me are like putting gas in my tank. I still have to drive the car, which I do with lifestyle, mindfulness, slow down, listen to the birds, relax, and sit in the sunshine. Throughout my day, I practice gratitude and I pray. I not only talk to God, but I talk to my father. Yes, my father, who had PD and died 10 years ago. So often I imagine my father with me. I will ask him a question and I feel the answer in my bones. I also connect with my tribe. I call several friends every day, other people with Parkinson's. Zoom, FaceTime, Messenger. Need I say more? Every day, I do something for and with my Parkinson's community. I take part in some sort of advocacy work every day. I try to do something for someone else. Sometimes I just listen to someone else for a bit or pray for someone. I call one person from my support group each day to check in. I like to split my exercise into 2 or 3 sessions. I use my Apple Watch to track and share my progress with my accountability partner. I'm not perfect some days, and I've learned to be okay with that. Sometimes I may not exercise like a pro, but I always do something physical every day. I walk, get up and down off the floor, move and wiggle around. I stretch with each dose cycle of meds, and according to my dystonia du jour, I flop around on my foam roller as if I know what I'm doing, and I make it look ungraceful as hell. I made fun of my husband not too long ago for pulling a muscle playing a video game. I have discovered Oculus, a little boxing on the moon to your favorite jams, maybe a stretching class after, beside a mountain lake, dancing at the virtual club to my favorite tunes. This experience does not disappoint. I watch something funny on TV because laughter beckons. I try to find the humor in many things, including my apathy, which has me writing this story while off, my back aching, the internal muscles feeling as if they are twisting aimlessly. After a soak in some hot water at the end of my day, I lay in my bed and I meditate. So for 1 hour every night, I listen to my guided meditation and I laugh because I wanted to buy the app called Calm. But in a PD brain fart one day, I accidentally bought Breathe. Turns out Breathe is pretty great.
Thank you, Karen. Took us through a big range of emotions there. Thank you for that. Michael, welcome. Great to see you.
Thank you. Good
Would you
morning.
like to take over and tell us about a day in your life?
Absolutely. So a day in my life, the night before, thinking about what I'll all have to do the next day and or next week. I'm sad to say that most of the time I tend to overthink things As a result, it challenges me to make decisions and to meet deadlines. Also, it can be a challenge in my relationships. So the morning of, how am I feeling that day? As it can change from day to day. I shower, I take my meds, deciding what I'm going to wear. Sometimes I have challenges buttoning my buttons on my shirt. Sometimes I have challenges tying my own tie, but I move on. I sometimes don't get out of the house in a timely manner. There's a time window where I need to leave home in order to get to work at a certain time because of traffic. On top of that, I'm not a morning person. So once I arrive, depending on which facility I need to be in, it can be stressful as well. I generally need to prep for a meeting. This activity sometimes takes time and effort, especially depending on what role I play. Am I facilitating the meeting, or do I have a portion to present? Notes also can pose a problem as I have to write them. I can't even read my own notes. Then I check in with my staff for updates and my other colleagues about patron complaints, weather issues, and police reports. Some of my most significant challenges: loss of executive functioning, anxiety, depression, etc. Can find myself in being my own worst critic. So how do I cope? Advocacy really helps me keeping feeling sorry for myself. A variety of support systems can be my family, friends, formal or informal. Also, my spirituality. I tend to pray and meditate. That's my day.
Thank you, Michael. Carol, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about your day.
Well, I'm going to tell you about a day in my life at home. I am somewhere deep and far away. I hear a sound like an alarm. Where is it? I just want to shut it off. It's 6:30 a.m. There's someone beside my bed. It's Charlie, my husband. He's talking. Here are your pills. And my tongue feels small objects. There's water going past my lips. He strokes my throat to encourage me to swallow. I feel like a dog. At 7 a.m., I'm struggling with my balance to reach the bathroom. I get turned around and sat down just in time. Oh, got to get fresh unders and a panty liner out. I look in the mirror, check my appearance. Am I okay for public viewing? I brush my hair, trying to keep the rubber band around my slippery long hair. Just want to keep it out of my eyes. My arms don't reach. I can't get them around my neck. I make a mental note to teach Charlie how to do my hair. Now to brush my teeth. I can't stand filmy teeth. Darn, I didn't plug the toothbrush in last night. I get my cold water in my mason jar and put the lid on, struggle up the stairs. I have to get these compression socks on before my ankles swell. It's so hard to pull them up. I'm out of breath. 8 a.m. Amy says dance. Dance as hard as my body allows me. Yoga breathing with Jane. Charlie delivers a cup of coffee. I check in with the other dancers and we talk about our favorite pie. Back down the stairs, holding onto the handrail. One small step at a time. 9:45 a.m. Coffee, eggs, and fried cabbage for breakfast. We discuss our plans for the day. We only have one car. Will one of us walk or take a bike? 10:30. I remember to take my meds with a big glass of water. Spend some time in the bathroom. Sure takes a long time. Is it constipation? I should do something. There are dishes in the sink, a pile of clothes on the floor, sketchbooks and pencils and paints on the coffee table and on the kitchen table. I wander around the house. I can't focus on getting any one thing done well. Noon. It's lunchtime. I open the fridge. Nothing looks good. Hey, there's a Power Moves virtual class scheduled right now. Oh well, I can do those things later. I want to do something more fun. 1 p.m. I could ride my trike. I could call some friends over to play fiddle tunes, but they never help clean up. And those chairs are so heavy to move around. Drawing and writing supplies are already here. I don't have to go digging for them. The afternoon session of Rebel Fit Boxing Club with Kimberly Berg. That'd be fun. 3 p.m. Charlie says, you didn't take your 2:30 meds. I lay down across my bed and fall asleep. Because of the way I'm positioned, I can't get myself up. I struggle. Charlie says, your dinner is getting cold. A pang of guilt. he had to make my dinner. And he says, "Don't worry about the dishes. I will get them." I go upstairs to hang out and check on my Facebook friends, and I call somebody and talk. I can't go to sleep until I've had my last medication at 10:30. I sit on the couch and fall asleep anyway. My sketchbook falls out of my lap and thumps on the floor and wakes me up. At some point, I take my medication. I fall back asleep on the couch with my shoes on. I wake up in the morning with my favorite blanket tucked around inside me. Charlie did it. The end.
Thank you, Carol. Charlie sounds like number one dude.
Yeah, he really is a good guy.
That's wonderful. Any reactions you all have to each other's stories?
Well, I hear some of my story in everyone's story, and that is the beauty of it all, because I know I'm not alone and I'm in a great community. And Carol and Michael and Polly and Davis and all of the ambassadors and everybody here is part of that. And to be a part of that is such a gift. So
I echo your comments. We all share so much. I appreciated how you, Karen, presented your day in activities and things that you did to make it through your day. And Michael, you always dress for the occasion.
Thank you for that. I think it's wonderful. Although there's a common theme, but I do see a lot of similarities with our stories.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Parkinson's Podcast. For more information about the Davis Phinney Foundation and to learn about educational offerings and community events for people affected by Parkinson's, please visit davisphinneyfoundation.org or dpf.org. This podcast includes information about Parkinson's and insights from our Parkinson's community. It is not intended as a substitute for treatment advice from your own medical providers.